Hey guys, and welcome to another episode of A Healthy Dose of Fran. Today, Percy Jackson is back in a discussion video on one of the most hotly debated topics about the Percy Jackson series, relating to Luke Castellan and whether his final act at the end of The Last Olympian really made up for all the damage he had caused. So today, I'll be discussing if Luke Castellan really deserved to be redeemed. Now, this discussion of Luke Castellan's redemption is often the biggest divide within the Percy Jackson fandom. There are other things that often divide us, with people being on one side or the other, or not getting involved in the discussion. But Luke Castellan's redemption is often the biggest point, because many people believe that either he didn't deserve to be redeemed because of the actions that led up to the war, while others believe that his final action was what led to his redemption and to the reason behind him being hailed a hero by Percy Jackson and the gang. But because this debate is the biggest split for the fandom, I decided to look into it a bit more and try to see from both perspectives why that side believes what they believe. So let's get on to this debate. I will start with the side that believes that the redemption was deserved, because this is actually the canon reality for the characters within Percy Jackson, because they often hail Luke as a hero in the end, because his final decision of putting the cursed dagger into the area where his Achilles heel was and dispelling Kronos back to Tartarus is considered his final heroic act to make up for all of the harm that he caused. Now, others who believe that the redemption is justified also show that he was very clearly not the happiest person within the lead up to the War of Manhattan, because although he did end up taking on the form and personality of Kronos by hosting him in his body, he very clearly was not happy about this. We see him become more haggard and unwell looking throughout the course of the series, described by both Percy and noted by Annabeth. So we, as a reader, are aware that this change is happening, and it's not often for the good, because for him to be becoming more unwell looking, it's clear that it's almost his conscience showing in a physical form, the way in which he's feeling about the actions at current, but he's so far deep into what is already happening that it's hard to take a step back. There are others that also say that he is a victim of circumstance, because he was used by Kronos because of the way in which he was raised. He had to live with his mother May, who was traumatized and cursed really by the spirit of Delphi, with serious mental health issues that led to the fear that Luke had of his mother and the resentment that he had of his father Hermes because he wasn't there to protect him. And Kronos preyed on this, because how could you not find a way to manipulate that thought and fear of a young boy to raise them into a hateful man? So of course it would make sense that he could end up turning bad in a way, but in the end still show that there is good in him by doing the right thing and getting rid of Kronos. And I think I understand why people are in more of the belief as to why Luke deserved to be redeemed, because of everything that happened to him. He is this sympathetic antagonist. But I can also see from the other side, so let's get on to that now. Those who believe that Luke didn't deserve to be redeemed have a lot of evidence as to why he shouldn't have been, and honestly the evidence is the 5 books in the Percy Jackson series, because in every single one of those books Luke is doing something to cause others harm. In the first book, he tries to kill Percy. He steals the lightning bolt. He tried to raise Kronos within that entire book. Obviously, we didn't find out until the end, but still, everything that happened in that book was because of Luke. In the Sea of Monsters, he poisons Talia's tree. in the hopes of then using her to his advantage and have her on his side of the Titan War. In the third book, he tricks Annabeth into holding the sky on her shoulders to trick a goddess to coming to her rescue. He hurts Annabeth. That is the biggest thing here, because in The Last Olympian, for some reason, him hurting Annabeth there is what snaps him out of it. But he's hurt Annabeth before. You can literally die from holding up the sky in demigod form, and yet he allowed her to do it. He tricked her into doing it and didn't seem to have much of a problem with it at the time. And again, there are other things like blackmailing Selena Beauregard, killing Beckendorf, and then continuing to blackmail Selena after that fact, even though he was the reason that her boyfriend died. And then of course, the War of Manhattan. He happily, yes, I know he is Kronos at the time, but he is hosting Kronos. He is still in the mind. He orchestrated the majority of these events leading up to the War for Manhattan. And he kills these people that he grew up with. And did so even before he was joined with Kronos. All of this death and destruction somehow is forgotten about, because in the last moment, one small incident with Annabeth leads to him being able to put the cursed dagger into his Achilles heel to kill him and Kronos. But like most other redemption stories where someone is so cruel unnecessarily and has done evil things, one small act for some reason justifies all of this. And it's here that I see more to the side of those who don't believe Luke deserved to be redeemed, because he harmed so many people willingly. But it was only when he realised Annabeth could die that that's what stopped him. If Annabeth hadn't been there, he and Kronos would have happily taken over Olympus and killed the gods. How is that okay? Now, I know the divide is still an important thing behind it, because lots of people are obviously going to disagree. I used to believe that Luke did deserve to be redeemed because of his final act. But after looking at it from more perspectives and kind of seeing things going on again as I continue to reread the series and seeing these other sort of cop-out redemption arcs, I began to see it more from the other side of the story, in that everything he did wasn't right, and one small thing doesn't fix all that was done wrong. But again, he is a victim of circumstance. He was manipulated by the most powerful titan of them all, who is known for being a trickster. So how can we really judge Luke on what he did when we don't even know if he was truly in his right mind? But this debate is going to continue to divide the Percy Jackson fandom, because how can you really know if Luke deserved to be redeemed or not? But what do you guys think? What else do you think should be added to this argument as to whether Luke should have been redeemed or not? Let me know in the comment section down below. And what did you think of this video? Do you think I made some good points, or do you think I missed out some really important aspects? Let me know in the comment section also. But in general, guys, I want to thank you so much for watching this video. I really do appreciate it. I absolutely love making these things, and these discussions are fantastic, and I love hearing from you guys about it and getting ideas and everything like that. So if you guys have anything you'd like me to do in future, let me know in the comment section down below. But if you want to see more from me, go to the description box down below where you'll find the links to my Instagram and Patreon, where on Patreon you can get early access to any and all of my videos, as well as have a say as to what comes out in future. Here on YouTube, if you guys aren't already subscribed, go to the button down below or click the one popping up here on screen. If you want to check out any of my previous Percy Jackson videos, the playlist will be popping up here, and then something else for you beautiful folks will be popping up here. Again, thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you guys next time.